Hey everyone, Dr. Nadia Rizzo here, naturopathic doctor. Bear with me as I bounce the phone. So I want to talk to you guys today about something that I think is a little uncomfortable to talk about. So I'm just going to jump right into it because I really don't know how to intro it. I feel like there's always like judgment with what we're eating, or if other people judging us, us judging ourselves. We tell ourselves we should or shouldn't eat something. We get upset when other people tell us we should or shouldn't eat something, and we feel even worse when we're like kicking ourselves in the ass about something that maybe we ate that we shouldn't, or we think we should be eating more of something that we're not, blah, blah, blah. So this is going on with me right now because I typically don't eat grains, okay? I don't typically eat grains, and the fear that's been coming up for me. So yesterday I was at a restaurant, and the server who's there, I go to this restaurant all the time, and he brings me this gluten-free bread to start with because he remembered that I'm gluten-free. And he's like, I remember you can't eat the stuff we normally serve, so I just wanted, I brought this for you. And then you feel bad. You're like, oh, thanks. That's so sweet. Remember I was gluten-free. You don't want to leave it on the plate. It's rude. So you eat it. And I am gluten-free, but the issue is I'm noticing more and more as I'm tuning in with my body that it's not just gluten. It's like other grains. If I eat too many grains, I actually feel like sick. Like I actually don't feel good. It still blows me. I just don't feel well. Screws with my energy. And I'm like shaking. Like that's how like nervous I am about this live stream. And I have this like, let me sit down. I'm like literally shaking. I had this image of like, oh, well, don't want to be that girl. You're out with someone, maybe a friend or something, and then you don't eat, they're going to say, oh, oh, she doesn't eat bread. Oh, she's body conscious. Oh, she's that, that girl. Oh, she doesn't eat whatever. And so I feel like there's a lot of, even when you're making healthy choices, because the truth is, I just feel like shit when I eat grains. Like, it's not really about eating bread or not eating bread. So I think that there's just so much judgment that goes on with when we are even trying to make health conscious decisions with what we're eating, and I think it can get a little bit out of hand sometimes. So anyways, I ate the bread. It was so sweet that he brought it. I also didn't want to be like, if you're out with someone like, oh, you're that girl who she doesn't eat bread and she's, body obsessed or something like that, because I feel like that's the judgment that gets passed on me a lot with people who don't know my story, which it has nothing to do with me, as everything to do with them, but it's still like playing itself out for me right now. So the point is, stop judging people for so much shit that they're eating. Sometimes, even if they're not eating bread or they are body conscious or whatever, you don't know what's going on with them. When I'm skipping out even on the gluten-free bread, it's because grains just really make me feel like crap. So you very likely have food sensitivities as well. I have not met one person in North America so far who doesn't have a food sensitivity. And a food sensitivity is something that our body doesn't accept as friendly. And so we get like bloating, we get skin stuff, we get digestive stuff. It can manifest in all kinds of ways. And food sensitivities aren't always just gluten or dairy. Like one of my other food sensitivities is chickpea. So you never know. I met someone who has a food sensitivity to kale. So it could be like anything. So I help people figure out what their food sensitivities are. And here's the thing, you can't do anything with information you don't have. So I help people go through the elimination diet. We eliminate all these foods. We bring them back in a very systematic way. I take them through all the preparation and they figure out what their food sensitivities are. And a lot of times we are so shocked because we didn't know that something we were eating so regularly, or something that's been sneaking its way into our daily meals, ended up being the source of why we're feeling so crappy. So this is something that I'm super passionate about, not just for like bloating or how we feel, but on a systemic level. Food sensitivities induce an inflammatory state in our body every time we eat them. And we know that inflammation is not something that's really going to be supportive of health necessarily, right? So sorry for all the shaking. I was actually super nervous about sharing that bit about, being afraid of being that girl. But so just remember today to maybe pass a little less judgment on other people, pass a little less judgment on yourself. And if you're interested in learning more about food sensitivities, I have my free food sensitivity support group. If you want to join, you can leave me a yes in the comments. Thank you for joining me. I hope this message served you. My name is Dr. Nadia Rizzo, naturopathic doctor, and this is Health Made Simple.